Legacy, by definition, is anything that has been handed down from the past through generations of predecessors. You see, GT's been around since way before us. And it's our responsibility that we contribute in impactful ways to its legacy for generations of riders that will come long after us. And cheers to 50 years. We're going to be taking riders across all our disciplines, and we're taking them on a road trip. Starting Monday after Sea Otter, we're going to head south.
Over the last few years, I've been able to go on some team trips across the country and do all that, and it's been amazing. They've been so good to me.
Funnest trip I've ever been on. We rode so many different kinds of bikes, hung out with so many different people.
I live in California for the last 35 years, but I'm originally from Germany and Switzerland. I've been a professional bike rider my whole life, and yeah, living the dream.
Dusty as shit.
Well, I grew up in New Plymouth, New Zealand. Discovered bikes through building little jumps with my brother in our backyard, and then it just went from there and kept going. The jumps got bigger, and we started racing, really.
It's actually windy, so it's going to be even more pedally, which is good because I have to practice for EWS. It's actually pretty helpful.
We're here at the Sea Otter Classic, and this is Wyn TV. We're going to go and see what's going on. SoCal takes the win by a good margin.
4 years ago, my first time at Sea Otter, and when I got here, GT had my first frame waiting for me. From that moment on, I've been on GT. It's been a crazy long ride, you know, traveling all around the world, competing.
Looking forward to going to Gary Turner's garage. That's gonna be sick. Yeah. That's gonna be really fun.
Sir, are you shooting for Men's Health?
No, so Japanese magazine.
Oh, Men's Health. And we're going to go and see what's going down. Oh, Hans! Oh. No way!
I'm busy with the No Way Chardonnay. It's the Hans Ray Special Edition. Try some.
Oh, we'll try some.
I saw one person eat it right here, which was kind of funny, but that was it.
Yeah, this trip we started out at Sea Otter in Monterey, and then we all piled in the vans, worked our way down the coast.
Stopping at places along the way, bringing together all the different athletes from GT.
We hit so many places it's hard to even remember.
That's kind of the party to the people. Yeah.
It's day one of the party to the people tour. Fishing rain. This is not what I came to California for, really. I just come for the sunshine and the beaches with Hansi.
I'm selling my soul to keep it satisfied, waiting on the corner for you one last time.
So apparently I have a flat tire in the car.
Most dangerous driver in all of Israel. Got a flat tire already.
The garage said it's going to take them an hour, so I'm going to do it in 1 minute.
This whole road trip has been really cool. Because, you know, I don't get to hang out with, you know, guys who hit the dirt jump all the time. It's cool to get a piece of their little world and learn from them and get inspired by that.
We're in Fresno at Musqueda, I can't say it. Either way, I don't think I've ever seen a skate park quite this nice, so.
Yeah, I mean, that was my first over-under I've ever done in my life. Like, I've never trusted somebody to either go above or below me. I'm just like,
Timing that with her was so good. Like, all I had to do was pretty much pedal at it and wall ride as high as I could, and she did all the work going underneath. It was all about timing.
I can't believe I did that. But, you know, Tristen pushed me too, so yeah, shout out to him for that.
Say it again if it crossed my
I hope the breakfast is better.
Wyn, what about the shampoo we were talking about?
Which one? We're coming to meet the man that is Mr. GT himself, Gary Turner. So it's going to be good. We've all got the same t-shirt on too.
This has been my toy shop since 1995. I bought
I've known Gary for 35 years. He built me my very first trials bike, you know, custom made by him. You know, GT has gone through a lot of changes from the early days when they started as a BMX company, and then they merged into this also mountain bike company and just blew up with mountain biking. You know, they were the #1 bike company in the 90s.
This is original RTS frame.
It stood for rocker tuned expansion. The rocker is this thing right here. And it moved like that, and it would push the shock. And this was our first one we ever built back in the early 80s.
It was pretty special for him to show us through all the original GTs hidden away up in some attic. Just to share those moments and to finally meet him was pretty special. Yeah.
But yeah, this was my first one out of aluminum. We knew that suspension bikes were coming along. It was cutting edge at that point in my life. You know, we thought it was cutting edge, and it actually was cutting edge at that time.
He's not as involved with bikes as he was then, but he's still building bikes, and he loves it, he lives for it, and he still enjoyed sharing time with the current team.
It's an original Bridgestone Kabuki.
You know, Gary started the company out of a passion for BMX. His son was racing, he needed a better bike, so he built him one. The next thing, everybody else wanted a bike built by him. The next thing, this guy comes along, Richard Long, and says, hey, I have a bike shop and I'm gonna buy every bike you can make. Let's start a business together, and they started GT Bicycles. Gary Turner is GT.
I mean, I was the original first guy that ever made S&M. It was Greg Scott and Chris Moore, and it was primarily the dirt jumping bikes, we called them. But he wanted a bike he could ride for a while and it still stood up for the Sheep Hills type stuff, you know.
We're going to Sheep Hills this afternoon.
Yeah, really fun.
Should be good, yeah.
But this is kind of where it all began, and you can really feel that energy when you're here. This is where it began, and this is where it still is.
We're here at the Sheep Hills Trails, iconic spot, and apparently where they used to test a few of the GTs, Gary told us. We're here at the City Grounds warehouse. They've set up some ramps for us and in the warehouse, and we're going to send it.
It's amazing how the whole sport and the bike industry has evolved. You know, first it was all about the technology, but then the way we ride bikes have changed. We purpose-built trails were introduced and bike parks and all this stuff that we could have never thought, and with that the level of riding grew just like out of proportion.
The word legend has a number of different definitions. Of note, 1, a collection of stories about an admirable person.
There is no plan, like there's no limit.
2, a person who is at the center of such stories. And 3, it says actually, see also Hans No Way Ray.
This one here is my Hall of Fame trophy when I was inducted in the Hall of Fame. All the Laguna Rats would ride Saskas and everybody around the world, and it just could do everything. And the Saska is literally the only bike that won a World Cup in every discipline. Downhill, cross country, slalom and trials. People would never believe me that I actually never broken one. The only one I actually ever broke was the one I drove my car over accidentally.
No speed, no balance, no control. It's not enough.
This is a bike that I used in Pacific Blue, for example.
Oh, wow.
To this day, I see people that tell me they wear out the tapes, they would run them, they play back in slow motion.
We had like this VHS tape, so we'd watch it every day pretty much. Myself and my brother just watch it on repeat and then dig dirt jumps in our backyard. Things kind of gone full circle, and now 7 years riding for them, so it's pretty crazy.
He's like the Tony Hawk of mountain biking in a sense. Like we're on roadside restaurants and people coming up to him, and I hope everybody here understands and respects what Hans has done and learns from it.
It is hard to explain what it's all about, what all the stoke is all about, because there's so many different motives people have or reasons that makes it tick. You know, some doing it for the adrenaline, some are doing it, you know, for their skills or for the personal challenge.
The view over there.
Getting pumped up.
Been riding these trails for 35 years, and we actually used to test the Saska and the LTS and the RTS bikes on these very trails, like the one we're gonna do now.
We're at the top of the world is the name of this location where the ride kind of had a quick stop before we rode over to the Crank Brothers shop.
Part of our celebration is we're doing a road trip to California this week. You know, we started at the Sea Otter, went to Fresno. Yesterday we met Gary Turner in his shop.
Bad, mate, not bad.
Let's go!
OB, what up? to 50 years,
72, motherfucker!
It doesn't get any better than San Diego bike culture.
And last night we did this wheelie ride in San Diego, and all these people show up, old and young and in shape and out of shape, and everybody was just out there having this bike thing in common, you know, and riding and having a heck of a time all night long. So bikes are a powerful thing, and you'll find your groove, you find your niche, you find your group of people, and you know, just have fun with it.
GT gang or no gang?
Honestly, one of the craziest nights of my life, just riding with at least 200 people, wheelies for miles.
Our ride has got to be at least like 5 or 6 miles, I think.
It's crazy to see how much GT has really made an impact on the bike scene and the bike culture. And you know, everyone's got their GT story. We had a little fire on the beach and everyone was just having a great time, just enjoying the culture.
That's the bike life.
Yeah.
San Diego bike life is all about becoming a family.
Now we're down in San Diego. We rode the ride out yesterday. We're at Kyle Straits today.
GT's 50th, man, and there's a lot of history there. I'm honored and stoked to have him come ride the house.
Ride what I need. Ride what I need.
Straits, they're legendary mountain bike riders. Kyle and Rachel, they're both very well known, very well respected riders, and they decided to host us and bring us out here for the last day of the road trip. It's awesome, super thankful for it.
Like, that was seriously probably the funnest trip I've ever been on. Just, we rode so many different kinds of bikes, hung out with so many different people, and just like every session I had the biggest smile on my face. It was just such a good time.
There's this bond you get with the bike, and the friendships and the memories that you craft along the way is what makes people come back, and that's and no matter what bike you ride, you experience that in your own little way.